I think it's just camper. People who work in camper have a real close affinity to the values of camper, and so once you're in and on board and understand the brand more than just going and buying a shoe, it's kind of supporting a way of life, and to be involved with that on a work level is just a privilege. It's.
So what other values? I know we've discussed that before.
Well, camper. First of all, the way it has family values. So it's you have to be a traditionalist at heart. Not a type of employee that wants to move around and do different things. And 3 years here, stage here, sabbatical year here, and things. In camper, it's completely different because it's a family-owned company. So while we are like a bigger international brand, we still hold a lot of family values. And it's like the great little company because it is like a little company. We are really, in so many cases, it's like David versus Goliath. Even in this Volvo Ocean race, it's the same thing. It's always that you're fighting in a big world, but in the end, you're just one big family that's out in the big world, and that's how it is.
And why sailing, of all things? I mean, I know you're on an island in Mallorca, and
yeah, but the sailing it shares a lot of values with camper as well. Just overall, we're not like into extreme fast sports that are individualistic and things. I mean, most people in camper are very sporty and love the outdoors and everything. But sailing, it's been in camper for a long time. This is definitely not the first. It's the biggest, but it's not the first. We've done 3/4 ton. We've done helped with sponsor Spanish national championships. We've sponsored the Copa del Rey, which is the biggest international event in Mallorca and probably in all of Spain. We've been involved constantly with the Audi Med Cup circuit, as well as key sponsors. So we've been involved. At this level, no. So this was something that we were looking to take one step forward. We've done the logical steps of doing national and international. For our local as well on the Mallorca scene, but going international on the global scene through the Copa del Rey. And it was just, being at the right place, the right time, with the right people, and when that all came together, it was our opportunity finally. And it's a big decision for a camper because it's a huge investment.
And is there a dollar value on that investment?
We as a family company don't give out. I mean, in Volvo, they give numbers between 25 and 40 million. So we are not the biggest spending company, syndicate.
It's still a major marketing exercise.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. For us, it has become the project. We've had to, chill on all other, huge advertising investments and other projects that are going on because we need to focus. We're not big enough to do so many projects at the same time, so we'd rather do one good, great one and get it right and do our best and reach out as much as we can, than do a lot of little ones and mud the water. So
has the Volvo Ocean Race developed a new range of permanent range of clothes, or have you just had this little diffusion into clothing?
I wouldn't say it's it's not permanent. I mean, clearly we're playing with clothing. Where it ends up, we'll have to see. It's been fun because people like what we've done, which is if they didn't like it, we'd go and kill them. It's just not because it's not our thing. But yeah, and across the board, they like the shoes we've done. I think there's a lot of work here. It's almost overwhelming because it's not just making hats. It's not just making another pair of shoes. Just the performance level of the shoes that our team wears and the crews, tried and tested on board. That goes through an enormous process. They come back, this didn't work, and they've been trying them for over a year, almost 2 years now, and we're really happy because they love them, and it's actually the best team in the world, the most professional, and when they love something that you're doing, we're doing something right. But it's still, experience, and you have to just keep going on. So
do you think that the clothing or the performance wear category might just fizzle out, or do you think it's got legs?
Well, now we're moving into the America's Cup with Team New Zealand, and that's an important step. I'm sure we'll do things there. I'd say it's at the brewing stage. It's kind of, you have to have a great plan, and the plan is kind of like in the briefing stage right now. We have to see where we take it and how far it goes. Also, being a family-owned company, we kind of have that motto of step by step. It's take your step, make a firm step and do it right, and test it and see how it goes, and yeah, well, we kind of have the luxury of doing things when we want, how we want.
Without having a board or a stock.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, it's like when we started with the hotels. The family wanted to do hotels. We don't have a huge hotel chain. In fact, we only have 2 at the moment. But it's one of those steps that you want to do it. You want to do it right. And you do it. Some people say, "Well, why'd you do this?" Because we felt it was really good for the brand. And it makes sense. And the same thing is this project. It's kind of like opening a new world. And camper in the casual market. There's a new area for premium casual brands. They're so classified into like running shoes, sport shoes, and the market in the beginning we offered something unique and exclusive, which was like design casual. And it's kind of like the idea of casual Fridays. It was all of a sudden you didn't have to wear dress suit shoes anymore, and you had to kind of find your own style. Well, today it's just probably 10 to 15 years ago, if we could look back and see what we really wore to work and how we dressed and how we moved around, it is such a big difference. And so camper, as little as we are, had a big thing to do with that. We were the first people to fuse dress shoes with sport shoes and say, well, okay, you don't want to have to look like a runner in the office, but you can really look cool and be comfortable. And so this has developed into something that we use every day. The same thing will be with premium sport shoes in an active lifestyle. We were talking about values before. Another value is, life in general and enjoying life. Our boat's called Life Lovers, which is, it's the love of life. This is, it's just showing ways to really enjoy and be slow and watch what we're doing and look around you and travel and leisure and your free time. These are so precious. Life is so short.
You are a mind controller. I'm convinced.
Yeah, you're convinced. You're good. But it's when you look at it, sometimes it's like, God, life is short. We have to enjoy every moment of it and see what one experience, how it affects many more. Sometimes in the fashion world, we were having a really funny conversation with totally fashionable people that were in high-end catwalk shows and stuff. And I said, what, in the end, it's kind of like your catwalks. You guys have dressed up girls, showing their breasts and all naked and everything. Who would ever buy that dress? Nobody. I mean, not that many people can be in this high performance technology, regatta around the world. But at the same time, it trickles down and it means teamwork, professionalism, technology, design. There's so much behind that makes it really worthwhile.
And just getting 32,000 Kiwis out on a boardwalk to have a look at boats. It really does involve the community.
It does. Now here it's almost like I did a direct call after. It is like a religion. I said it's like a national holiday here. It's
Friday. Don't you people go to work?
Yeah, I know.
What are your plans for this region? I know Brisbane's opening up or something in Brisbane.
Yeah, and we will definitely open a store. We had a store in Auckland previously. I think sometimes it's a question of timing. We're just a little bit early. They didn't know us enough to open, and we do have a little bit of a niche market, and sometimes some of our humble beginnings were a little bit alternative, and I think we just have to reach out to the general public and just find what we are, a great location that people. It's accessible. Sometimes when you're more like design oriented, a little bit with a twist of fashion, you tend to want to use your retail shop to portray yourself, but sometimes it gets too lost in these alternative, niche type of shopping neighborhoods. So we just want to get a really nice place with a beautiful design that people can see us and then get into the camera world.
Well, we're actually from the Gold Coast in Queensland, so I can tell you that it would be well received.
Oh, good.
Everybody's into life over there, no matter what. They're chameleons, so I'm sure
Chameleon was our first shoe.
Well, I'm sure you've got a range for everybody over there. And look, return on investment. I know it's a difficult monster topic to get our heads around. How does Camper sit down and say, well, that was worth it?
Well, you just have to, get your pen on paper and start, looking at numbers and, cost values of TV programming, audience reach, and everything that's involved with media monitoring. And if that works, then you go on and, for example, just look here at all the people wearing the little camper shirts everywhere. The town is completely turned red. These are people who didn't know camper before, so the indirect reach of this, sometimes I have this inner feeling that it's so much bigger than any number can give you. And I came back, you guys were at dinner, I came back yesterday and turned on the TV. And there we were, the program was there. It's
breakfast this morning.
I turned it on again. I'm like, hey guys, we're breakfast a little bit later. We have TV to watch, and it was great, And that's here, but at the same time,
measuring that is very hard, isn't it?
Well, we have big agencies that's doing all that.
Do you back it up with a spend, like with a media spend? Obviously, you've got your PR well sorted out.
Well, we actually do most of our spending in PR and recruiting great people and we have a lot of people coming, like yourself, to visit us and see what it's all about, and that's around the world as well. But I think, for camper, people and teamwork is really one of our biggest values, and we pull
better
from
than
there.
A 30-second ad.
Exactly. People already know what ads are about. It's not like we're anti-advertising, but to get into every corner of the world with the appropriate advertising, it's just impossible for a company our size. And so yes, we do some advertising. We've done things that are like really spectacular. For example, in Paris, all the buses, city buses, had the Volvo Ocean Race, our boat and everything, and it was incredible. All of our Paris, in the middle of the city, and this incredible boat scene, and that was
a great colour.
It is.
The Cadillac.
We have the prettiest boat, don't you think?